Hello, and welcome to the studio. Yeah, I know it isn't much, but it is a bit better than last time. Um, so today we're here to talk about, if you didn't see the title, Riftbound at Sydney Regional Qualifier. It was phenomenal. It was amazing, and um, we may have ended up with some of these medal cards. So let's get started. First things first. Welcome to the first official video that will be both under the Rebel broadcast and that Mega Ninja. That Mega Ninja is my personal one where we stream on Twitch and everything else, while the Rebel broadcast is the one that is trying to make a team like sort of situation, but it's also trying to be more focused on the Star Wars stuff. I was doing a lot of Star Wars Unlimited. One second, I'm back. I was trying to do a lot of Star Wars Unlimited, but it was very difficult for me to sort out with schedules and stuff to do Twin Suns and all that. So the plan is to still get Twin Suns and stuff going and put that on the Rebel broadcast and keep that Mega Ninja as my like stream boards and everything else that's a bit more video gamey. But definitely Rebel Broadcast will be getting a lot more stuff in regards to um Riftbound and other card games as well. It's gonna be a bit more of a team based like trading card games and other tabletop stuff as well as Star Wars. Um and the plan is to get all that sorted. Now, into the nitty-gritty, now that that's all sorted, right? It was phenomenal. The original qualifier, highs, lows, emotional. Keep in mind, it was my first time going to an event this big, and it was freaking huge. Like mm, over 1,500 people signed up for the main event alone. People grinding side events, something I'm going to talk about in a second. That's in the later part of the video. Um, but Freaking Dave was there. It was phenomenal. Like best best event I could ever been to. What we're gonna do is we're gonna overlay some photos and videos as well over the top of me talking when it comes to situations like that. Uh, now, now, right? People dropped because they weren't able to make it to to round one of the main event. So I think we ended up at about 1,400 people, but apparently that is huge compared to anything else that Australia has ever done in regards to card games and TCGs. So that is huge, huge. Riftbound is going to be freaking massive, and it's only going to grow. There's no way that it doesn't keep going, right? So let's get back to the start, right? Friday, we we land in the Thursday, chill, grab our badges. Where is it? Grab our badges. I was just a standard competitor. So I've got the LeBlanc one. You can see that I've got these ticked off. They're punched out because what they do is they punch out for when you use them. You've got 10% off the merch store, one time use. You've got box merch store, because it was standard, it only got one of them. And then you have the metal card, right? And we'll get into metal cards later in the video. But um, in doing so, get our badges, go chill, enjoy each other's company. There was a group of us that went down. Um, Loved every moment with them. It was great. Um, then Friday came. We were hyped, right? I'm so hyped for Friday. Friday comes around. We do the pre-regional. Uh, I go. I don't even think I get a win. I think I go 0-3, 0-4, whatever it is. Like, I think to get tickets, it's like 3-2 minimum out of the 5. So I go 0-2 or 1-2, and I just drop. I'm like, I don't need to keep going playing. Uh, I just gonna chill out with my friends who have rocked up now. Because if I'm not getting tickets, then it's whatever. I may have kept playing just to trial the deck more, but I'm unsure. It's been a blur. Um, Weekend went past really freaking quick, but it was really draining for me. Because like I said, first time doing anything this big. We run. I run a Lux deck. I try out the Vanguard Armory Lux. I'm going for the best of, trying to get the best of Lux. Did not work out that well. I'll get into that on the day one of the main event talk. I try out Vanguard Armory Lux, right? I'll put the deck list up and we'll go through that. One sec, let me just bring it up here. Here we are. Right. As you can see here, we've got the 3 Seals of Unity. We've got a couple Honest Broker, 3 Plunderings, Cull of the Week, Salvage Mainboard. Great idea, by the way. Like, huge salvage mainboard, so many Aurora, so many gear, so much gear in the main board there. So having the 2 of, great. The card shops, Jace, obviously to try and get the Jace Vanguard combo off using a gold that we make through plundering or Honest Broker. You have Sprite Burst, which is great in this deck, to be honest. It's a 5 cost, draw a card, create 2 rated units. Huge tempo swing to try and keep points on the board, keep points going. So, freaking great in this deck. The drag unders because of stuff that, for example, high, like Elder Dragons and stuff, just to defeat them. Can't do anything about damaging because they just outdo all the damage, right? There's so much might on those things. Double Ruination in the main. We've got Bellows Breath in the side, King's Edict, Singularity. So this is like pretty much the deck I ran on that first the Friday, right? Ended up going and looking at it and was like, played it. One of my games, first game, match up into EDG Eternally, and I'm like, pro player, right? From China. And I'm like, hold on a second. Am I reading that right? We get through game 1, absolutely destroys me. Azir is such a bad matchup for Lux. Really bad. I was hoping for Auroras, got 0 Auroras all 8 games that I played. So I did end up must have dropping on the Friday. 8 out of 8 games I played, right? 0 Auroras. And I was like, so that's whatever, right? We then hit up EDG Eternally playing Azir. We get through the first game, and I go, hold on a second. That legend card looks a bit unusual. That doesn't look like a regular legend card. I look closer, and it's the best of Chinese Azir. And I was like, huh? Then I found out that EDG Eternally was not the winner of that. His mate was the winner of the best of Azir, but he was the best of MF. So I'm going up against a freaking goated player anyway, right? Doesn't change anything. I get absolutely free and rinsed. And I was like, okay, rinsed, right? I then go next game, can't remember what it was, but I think I just get rinsed there too. Game 3, I win just by doing the usual grind out, create so many tokens with the Vanguard and just either hold points or swing in and just freaking wipe their board and then have my little dudes do what they need to do, right? Then game 4 comes along, I lose, and I'm like, okay, I'm dropping. I'm gonna chill. I'm just gonna hang out, keep my mental for tomorrow, which was the Saturday, and hang out with some people that didn't actually get in until late. The Friday, the late Thursday night. So I get to hang out with them, which was great. Loved it, enjoyed it all that time with them. Then we go out, we go get ready, make sure all our decks are prepared for day 2. I do something crazy here, right? My mates, one of them swapped to from Lucian to Darius. Best call possible. He was second best Darius. He it's a story for um when I get into day 2, or day 3 actually. When I get into day 3, is a story for that about how that ends up, right? Horrible for him. So unfortunate. But second best Darius, which was a great switch for him. Someone else I know switches from a Vex they're playing back to Kaiser because they've played so much Kaiser. And so they were like, you know what? I can just autopilot this. Less thinking means my mental is best prepared for everything else. Does pretty well on the Saturday. Doesn't make day 2, unfortunately. But was pretty close. Then someone else changes from, I think they changed from Yi Aurora to Yi midrange. So they're still playing Yi, they're still doing that. Still doing a lot, like, in regards to the same math, just a bit faster and not as reliant on a one card called Dazzling Aurora. The freaking one deck I wanted to verse and didn't verse any of. Is what it is. Then we go into the someone else Kha'Zix, but they just kept Kha'Zix, right? So a few of us that night after the Friday, swapping around decks, changing a few things. I end up changing my deck a little bit too. I swapped to a Jin based one, blue Jin based Lux for day 1 of regionals. Take out the Vanguards completely. I then go in and play a one progress day. Decided that that's going to change to 2 progress days, 1 blue seal and 2 yellow instead of just the 3 yellow. We then have 3 of the honest brokers and 3 poros, so a few more extra 1 drops. Bellows main, 1 Imperial Decree main still. Thousand Tail is main. The instead of the armories. Jace cut completely, armories cut completely. Replace them with 3 gins. Um, Card sharps also cut completely, replaced with Wages of Pain. And we also then bring back in Falling Star, because Falling Star wasn't in the deck. I took Falling Stars out, so we put Falling Star back in. And honestly, I play it on day 2. It feels so much better. Like, honestly, I drew Vanguard Armory 3 turns in a row on that Friday. It was like, 2 turns in a row, but that was after I had it set up. I went turn 2, Jace Vanguard. Best thing you could like, best turn 2 you could have as as that type of deck. And then instead of drawing any spells to keep Draw Engine alive, I go play a spell, draw Vanguard Armory. And I'm like, okay, great. Next draw, Vanguard Armory. Okay. At this stage, because I haven't been able to remove anything from their board, they just have wiped me out. They've blown me out. I've got 4 units on board and they're all 1 mites. And I'm like, okay, I can't do anything. Nothing's happening. I'm getting none of my big spells, nothing to change back the tempo that they've gained of me not drawing any removal spells. And so I just have to lose that game there. Felt really bad. That was the main game that I decided, you know what? I'm going to change away from the Vanguard Armory deck and feels so much smoother. Having the blue gins instead is just so much nicer because you're just able to keep going, you know what I'm saying? Like you are able to play a progress day and pretty much get your own version of Nocturne out, as well as predicting as well to just keep making sure you have that best card after you've just played the unit. He's also a great turn two play so that you don't have to drop your Lux out to get an extra unit if you need to drop a unit. Uh, and Deadly Flourish now comes back in the sideboard as a one of that you can drop, for example, Karthus, for example, a Herald of like that dragon one, right? And you're able to just keep going. Absolutely fire. We go, right? Day two, new deck. I know the line's still pretty much. It's still hard control. You're still building up a little bit of board presence where you can to just slowly grab points. But the main goal is to just remove their units. Sprite burst to try and push and conquer twice. The standard double aspirants every time first of to just make sure that I'm able to keep going until right at the very until I'm able to slide in the board. The battlefield that's breathe. The battlefield that affects me the least and affects them the most, you know. Then we go game one, not the best. I end up losing that one. It was okay. But game two, I win. Can't remember what against, but it was a good win. It was good. I was feeling it. It was like, yep, this is great. Game three, this is the iconic match. I match up into a Lux Mirror. They're running Vanguard Armory. I'm teched into this with the double salvage main, right? We double aspirants opening game. Grindiest grind fest I've ever been in. So fun though. I would do it 100 times over. Just keeps going back and forth. I'm removing their stuff. They're removing my stuff. I sprite burst, game 2 points. They sprite burst, game 2 points. They hit me with this. They hit me with that. I hit them back. We then ruination. I ruination twice. Both times. We get down to the point. I've progressed day. I'm in the better spot. I've seen pretty much all of my deck. And by that, I mean that literally. I've got less than 10 cards left in my draw pile. Not even. Like, freaking 7 cards max left in my draw pile. I've seen their hand. Absolutely freaking nothing. I remove their Vanguard and I just start pushing and wiping. And they can't do anything against it. Don't pull a salvage. Both of my salvage main board. Don't see either. I'm like, gotta be kidding me. It happens. But ain't no way, right? It was crazy. It was crazy. It was one of the most fun games I've ever had and the most deflating games I've ever had because it was just nothing I could do. I played perfectly and I didn't draw the card I needed. Game 2, sided in. So now there's 3 salvage in my board. And I pull 1, remove a Vanguard. And then don't see the other 2. And I was like, okay. And they just are able to out-tempo me, right? I'm just drawing back poorly, seeing their hand. They have Ballows, they have Imperial Decree, insta-win combo against anything I can play pretty much. And I've just pulled nothing that I could do to remove them, right? I've pulled another Imperial's Decree in for like Singularity or something because I don't really need Singularity against them. But it's what it is, you know. Lose against them. Had great time in that match because it was so fun. That mirror match was so fun. I'm not even gonna lie. It was just unfortunate the way it ended up, right? I myself know I should have won, but draws says otherwise. So it's all good. It's all good. Then next game, I match up into a Oh, no, game 2 was against a Volley Dragons, right? Big spells, big units. I'm dropping things to wipe to clear their board as much as possible. Imperial Decree, like all that other stuff, right? Doing as much as I can. Game 4, Draven. Mind you, I'm surrounded by Aurora. Like, and I mean surrounded by Aurora. Aurora this table, Aurora that table, Aurora versing that person that's Aurora next to me. I'm surrounded by Aurora, and I didn't match it to a single one. And my deck was tech for it. The the frustration that I had was unbelievable. That was one of the lows of the weekend, right? One of the lows. But it's all good because we came back major highs, to the point where I actually cannot believe it. Cannot believe that ending of the weekend, right? We then go vibe drop because the Draven destroys me. There's nothing I could do against it. It was absolutely freaking devastating round for me. I'm so locked out. I am just out of it, not enjoying anything. Like just sitting there at the free to play table. I then am interacting with some people from a different store that's also Southeast Queensland based, right? And I'm like, you want to play this new format that I'm creating? I'm sorting it out a bit more, trying to figure it out the basics of that. Might be adjusting it a little bit to figure out a few things, but it'll be fun, right? Again, I think I'm gonna keep the one I have, and then I'm gonna build another one. That's based around movement, not really killing spells, but mainly movement, right? And it's called Scuttle Puddle or Scuttle Pond, whichever we decide on as a community, right? It's pretty much meant to be the Dan equivalent, as much as you can with Riftbound. I'll put up a I'll put up a thing about it sometime in the future. I'll maybe put up a little teaser picture in the video here in over this section, right? But before we can do that, I've got John Luca from Piltover Archive and someone else I know from Southeast Queensland that I've met a couple of times playing this. They're having a fun, they're having a ball. While that is going on, I'm out here getting. There we go. Can we get it? Meeting Dave, right? Creator of Riftbound Dave. He signs my Teemo on the card, right? Funny story there is we where he's like, I'm like, would you to sign the card? Like on the actual card. He's like, I'm unsure if the foiling and the texture will allow that. And I'm like, oh, he's like, wait a second, I've got an idea. Pulls out a freaking alt art rune, like the overnumber rune from the new set, and goes, let's test. Signs it on the alt rune, and then goes, yeah, it looks fine to me. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. It looks so good. And then he signs the Teemo card, right? Not only does he sign the Teemo card, but I'll put up the photo afterwards of the meeting, right? But he signs other side. He signs the mat in the same spot. So I have this mat and the card signed in the same spot by Dave, the creator of Riftbound. And I'm like, ah. And I'll put the photo up like now, right? And honestly, it was amazing. I actually can't. He's such a good person, so amazing to talk to. And I'm so glad that they decided to make this game. It is phenomenal. I'm in love with it, right? Then I go and I play they may have called it trial deck, the starter deck challenge, whatever they've called it. I meet lots of people. I have fun, like so much fun just interacting with these people that I've just never met before. And I opened my eyes and I was like, why am I Why am I all mopey right now? You know what I'm saying? I'm here. I'm at the biggest freaking event I've ever been to. Why am I moping, right? Yeah, I've lost the main event. So be it. I'm having fun now. So much fun. We get cooked a little bit because we signed a few of us, there's like 4 of us that have signed up for the event online, paid and everything completely, but weren't actually in the event. They were amazing. They helped sort that out and we played anyway. During that playtime though, it was like I got cooked. I was running the Vex deck, which, like, you're like, oh, you should win off the Vex deck if you're versing Vise, right? You would think so, but I versed no Vise. I versed only the Vex um, starter decks as well. And I was cooked. I lost the die roll every time, and they just held. And it was like a hold fest. I hold one, they hold one. And then I'm just trying to have to I'm just trying to swing across to do as much damage as possible to try and get through to them so that I can score the last point. You know what I'm saying? Before they do. Game. Like, I get one ticket. And that, mind you, these tickets are freaking amazing. Like, they're so thick, they're so textured. Phenomenal tickets. I'm actually in love, right? In love. I think that these tickets are great. I'm going to get into I'm just explaining my everything that went on, right? We're going to get into the what I loved and some recommendations I reckon to improve later, right? After all this. Freaking in love. It's the greatest thing ever. Like, oh my gosh. Met new people, had lots of laughs, had lots of fun, realized why am I moping around when I'm here to have fun, you know what I'm saying? I dropped out, I flunked the main event, so be it. Sunday comes along. My mate, who I only really interacted with a couple times, but is like a brother to me now. Like, I mean, I freaking love him. He's so good. We are playing the we're playing the main event, right? Both flunk out day 1. Comes to day 2, and we're like, you know what? You know what? Let's do the 2v2. And let's just have fun. Let's do the 2v2 and have fun. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do that. So we're up at midnight cooking. We're on the phone on Discord on a call. We're cooking. He's got a Master Yi Proving Grounds deck, right? And he's like, I'm trying to decide whether I go Vex for the holding or whether I go Yasuo because it's the same colors, right? But the movement tech. Let me tell you, the movement tech. I'll put the deck list up now for the Yasuo, right? But the tech, it was insane. We get there. I've only got like half the cards because I'm missing the rest of it. We get there. And when I tell you, we put the deck together in like 15 minutes. Oh my gosh, we were just like on it. It was crazy. We were locked in. One Yasuo green one in the main board because it allows us to then, for example, they punch first, they do something that makes my Yasuo freaking huge. I move in, boom, Elder Dragon or something like that dead if we went up against something like that. 2 Gusts main, 2 stacked decks main, 3 Charms, game-winning card in this deck, right? 3 Defies, game-winning card. An Existential Dread. I'm going to talk about what happened with this Charm and Existential Dread combo in a second, right? Which is something that I loved about the 2v2 format from a competitive standpoint. Abandons, a one of, just as an extra like precaution going like if they drop a big spell, I just say no, right? Discipline, 3 of. 2 Zonyas. 2 Ride the Winds. The Rebuke. 2 back offs. Nami did not play her once. I think we sided Nami out every game. It was legitimately, I'm not running Nami in this deck. Like, that's a removal for something else. Like a main dex a main deck mask, for example, right? 3 star-crossed, Last Breath, Adaptatron, not upside down though. We're not on that upside down Adaptatron tech. Not here. 2 of the Apathetic Vex, 2 Kha'Zix, definitely going to 3. The MF just is a little bit of a tech, but that's coming out for a third Kha'Zix because Kha'Zix is a game winner in this with this combination. 2 Sonas, 2 Vex Cheerless, which was a last minute addition. When I mean last minute, I mean we were sat down at our table that they gave us when they were coming around to check if we were dropped correctly because only one person was allowed to be upright. So the captain of the team had their account attached to the UVS, whereas the non-captain had to drop out of the event, just so that obviously you aren't getting paired at 2 different tables, right? He was bolting to the vendors 30 seconds before we were able, like, fully got pairings, right? To get these Vex Cheerlesses. And I mean bolting. He comes back. I've already swapped a green for a purple rune. We've taken the 2 green Vexes out that I had in for Vex Cheerless. Then, and I mean, best decision ever. Holy frick, is he goated for cooking that up. 1 purple Yasuo just as a little bit of extra movement tech, right? Like, I've got the stuff in there. If we need to score an extra point, we've got him, right? And then the Mind Splitter. The Mind Splitter is sort of there. I think I'll take it out for something else, though, because I just don't think it's worth it. I think another Vex Cheerless probably be better for me because I'm playing the support character in this matchup, right? That Yi was playing the carry, as I call it, and I was playing the support. I'm there to make him better, you know? Sideboard was Mask of Foresight. I think we just add one of it. I think we just mainboard that and add another one to the sideboard. Traveling Merchants, didn't play them once, didn't even side them in for any matchup. I think they might go down to sideboard max, just as another way of have me being able to do a turn 1 play. But I didn't need a turn 1 play like ever because I was, like I said, I was a support person. Rebukes to having them to sideboard to go up against something like an Aurora or something huge. The Find Your Center, I think that just comes out. I think I just don't run Find Your Center. Like, is what it is, you know? It was just an extra card to add in just in case, but I don't think I run it ever, you know? And then the Blitzcrank. I like the tech. The Blitzcrank stays in the sideboard. Didn't get to use it, but I like the tech, right? So that's fine. It is what it is. We went undefeated for the first 5 rounds, right? And then we ID'd the 6th because we were all getting tired. We all just wanted a bit of mental break, right? And we could afford it. We were top seeded going against second seeded, and the 3rd and 4th seed next to us, they just ID'd anyway. And we were like, okay, I guess if they're IDing, we can ID and we'll be safe. We'll be definite to slot into the top 4. But when I say that our breakers was at least like 10% above the 2nd seed. Like, we were so far in front. We were versing goated players. We were versing some of the best players I've ever seen play the game. And in the 2v2 format, it was insane. I'm going to get it to the 2v2 format in a little bit because I am just in love with it, right? It is so good. But we end up with it, get to the top cut pairings, which is taking forever, by the way. Like, we were hanging around for a good 40 minutes waiting after the game's finished for our top cut to be sorted. Nothing. No announcements, no nothing. And I was like, okay, what the frick's going on? We get to it, right? Top cut's finally been put on the tables, finally get ready to sit down, and 4th seed's dropped. They've taken an 8 seed prizing, right? They just dropped. They got tickets for top 8 and left. We then went, do we just want to split Top Cut? If we split Top Cut right now, we get 200 tickets each player, not each team, each player. And we were like, you know what? Sure, let's do it. All 8 people. This was like 6:30, 7 o'clock, by the way. Like, this was late. And we would have had to do another 2 hours of playing if we wanted a top cut, if we wanted to play out the top cut. By that stage, all the metal cards would have been gone. Not only that, but it would have been freaking like 8, 9 o'clock, and we would have been destroyed. Everyone would have been so tired. No one would have been enjoying playing the game. I still wonder who would have been on top. Probably us. We were just on some freaking god timing, bro. We would have got like what, another 100 tickets each more maximum from that. Like, we would have ended up with 290 tickets or something instead of 200. So it would have been 5 extra cards each, which, to be fair, is a bit of money, but not when you're scraping the barrel for the bottom ones, and not when you've got no one to collect them with the badges you have, right? So we do that. We go, sure, we'll split top. 200 tickets each. We're standing in that line. People are buying out. Like, there are no more Vex, no more this. People, the merch wall vendor is walking past, showing a sign that updated what's not there anymore, and like there's an extra name every 15 to 20 minutes, and it's like, guys, are we even going to get to the end? Are we going to have anything to get by the time we get to the end? And I'm like, I don't know. As time's going on, we're slowly developing more and more people are waiting around with us and helping us out, standing in line so we can use their badges. Huge. Honestly, thank you. If any one of you watching this, thank you so much from both of us for doing that. You are amazing, and like, you deserve free tickets to Singapore, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh. You guys are fantastic. You guys did that without asking for anything, and we appreciate it so much. But 2v2 was so good. We got our medal cards. Let me get them out for you because it was great. I've got photos of us together holding him. I've got a photo of me holding him out the front of the exit of Riftbound. Like, absolute high of the weekend. Cannot believe it happened, right? I'm just getting him out now. Cannot believe it happened. I'll show those photos up, right? Look at him. Freaking crazy. And they're so hefty considering they're a card, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they are metal, right? But like, it's so hefty and they're so nice. Look at the Draven. You know? Or my boy Yasuo. This is my keep, right? I'm not getting rid of the Yasuo. It's going into the frame that I'm going to make with the others. With everything else from the event that I want to keep, you know? So, right? Phenomenal. Now, little side tangent, little side event that me and my mate went on, right? Valorant VCT Finals watch party. Phenomenal. I'm gonna chuck the final clip up. I'm gonna put a photo up and stuff like that from that. It was fantastic. I loved every part of it. Great. Honestly, lost my voice at the end of it. So much shouting. Up PRX. We freaking love you. You're the goats, right? My mate and I, best night ever. It was great. right? We finished off that weekend with an absolute banger. It was great. I'll put the video up after this, right? And then after that video, we'll get into pros, cons, what I loved, what I think could use some improvement, um, and yeah, that, right?
That's the exact
It's okay.
next time on. No, something finds the kill and reply. Moving around on the security camera. He's got him back to the way. Over reloading on the second.
Like, how was that, bro? That was freaking fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Like, that video, absolutely insane, right? Can't freaking pre-nerf neon, insane, especially in the hands of a pro, right? Now, I'm just putting that back there. Now, pros, cons, things that I wish would improve. Pros, phenomenal. Atmosphere, amazing. Just like I was watching cosplayers going around handing out free packs to people. Like, people who weren't playing main event were getting free packs. Just involvement, community, fantastic. Dave being there, the content creators, everything was just phenomenal. So well done. Merch wall, it was great. Like, I do have a bit of improvements for that, but it was great in the most run. So much going on. Fantastic, right? It was great. Walking in, oh, I was in love, right? I ended up buying the Jinx hood, the fishbone, the like Jinx like hood that they had there. I'm not wearing it. It's whatever. It's more like merch for good for me. The U2's plushie, and I bought an acrylic standees because I wanted my boy Timo. I freaking love my boy Timo. So glad he got top 8, right? Now, loved it. So fun. Had an amazing time at the event. Some things that I think weren't the best. Um, I know that they're improving the pricing for tickets and stuff inside the main event, but we're getting into the part where I was talking about with my mate, about the Darius, is that he was there. He played both days of the main event, but day one and day two of the main event and the pre-regional, right? And he ended up with no tickets. Like, I don't like, I understand that they don't want to give out too many tickets to everything, right? Tickets for the side events, tickets for the main event, tickets for like, because then people just, it means less people are able to get their medal cards and stuff like that. And I understand that, but he he was there. He literally was grinding both days and he walked away with nothing. He spent money to be in the main event, he spent money to be there, he spent money to fly down, and he walked away empty-handed from the whole thing. And he's not the only one. There are so many people like that in similar situations like that who just put so much put money into being there, put money into attending, got up really well placed on day 2 and then ended up with nothing. And my heart goes out to those people, right? Like, it's honestly, it's a little bit unfair for those people to just be able to walk away with nothing after doing so well. And by that, I mean, he was legitimately first place to Darius for the whole event. by tiebreakers that were absolutely insane. He was like 17% on tiebreakers above second place. Oh my gosh. But he gets nothing because he sabotages, sees the hand of the of the opponent player on on game 3 of his final round on day 2, right? If he wins this one, he gets best of Darius. He gets tickets, he gets everything. He walks away with stuff, right? And they discipline, he hidden blades, and discipline was their final card in their hand, right? And they top deck a defy. Like they top deck a defy. That is so crushing. And he said, he's like, from his words, pretty much was like, I don't care if they beat me fair and square. If they outclassed me, if they outskilled me, it would have been fine. But they topped decked the only card that saved them from losing in this situation. Otherwise, they would have lost. And honestly, so deflating. So deflating. Like, the fact that he walked away with nothing after being the top rated Darius for what was it? 8 rounds plus. For 12 rounds, he was the top rated Darius of the whole event. To then last minute get a top deck defied out of winning the best of Darius, out of winning tickets, out of winning a mat, out of everything, right? Like, and you could say that's just how the cookie crumbles. That's just how big events work. But it would have been a different story if he was still able to walk away with something, right? Like, if so, I'll get into a fix for that in a little bit, right? Continuing with the cons, right? The main event ticketing, although it's getting better, and thank frick the pricing for main event is getting better. It just isn't the standard needs to be. I don't think, right? Like, I think it needs more. I think it needs the ability that if you're able to do well, you can walk away with something from the prize pool. I think some other cons were the on-demand events. I feel like on-demand events should not be giving out tickets. I feel like it is unfair to people who are playing the main event or unfair to people who are just going to have fun to then be swept out by these ultra grinders who are then just walking away with 6 Aries on day 1, right? Like on the Friday or Saturday, walking away with 6 Aries. Like, there's nothing you can do there, right? It's a bit unfair, I feel, in regards to everyone else. Um, that yeah, I feel like everything else was great. It was just those prizings, just the on-demand events being a ticket grind, just that type of stuff, right? I feel like they should not be allowing that. And I'm going to get into my suggestions now because cons, that's it. That's what I have for the cons. All right. Pros, everything. Everything. The environment, content creators, and Dave himself, right? Start like team members from Riftbound. Um, Events, the side events like that they did, fun, community engagement, like everything was so good. My biggest negatives was the confusion in rules. Actually, was another one. Confusion in rules, especially in the 2v2 event, was a big one. And the pricing for ticketing, right? And my suggestions for those, pretty simple for the rules, is just to clarify them. Just to have more in detail clarified rules, especially if if you're going to change the rules for the 2v2 event, for that event particularly, just do a massive rule wide, because the rules worked. Like, the rules that we changed to worked phenomenal. having the ability to actually interact by showing your partner, your team member, the cards you have in your hand without having to actively say them to the opponent, phenomenal, so good. I loved that. The battlefield choosing was so good. I loved that once we got it down packed. The uh the determining of like the who goes first and the turn order, phenomenal. I loved it. All the rules that they implemented were great. I just feel like they needed to be more prominent because people were still going through the original rule book and being like, actually, hey, that's not what this says. That's not what this does. And then you're like, actually, but we talked to a judge and the judge says for this event they've changed the rules specifically. And yeah, that was the only downside to it was but the rules themselves were great. I loved them. It made it feel so much more like a competitive viability, right? And I want it to be a competitive viability. I had so much fun playing it competitively that I want 2v2 to be a main event as well. Not to replace 1v1s, but to add to it as well. So we go 1v1s and 2v2s, right? We've got both running as main events. That way, people who I think it's just so many people. It might take some people from the 1v1s to go to 2v2s if they want to run that main, but it feels like a lot of people that weren't interested in running competitively 1v1s will be able to now run the 2v2s, right? They'll now be able to do a competitive viability with, say, for example, boyfriends, girlfriends, partners, husbands, wives, roommates, best friends, people that don't really want to be locked into 1v1s where they're not having fun, where they're not interacting with their friends as much as they would have loved to. They can do competitive, they can still have good prizing, they can still have the ability to win a best of equivalent for cards or a champion equivalent for winning the 2v2 event, right? Like, they can still do it competitively, still do it viably. The only, like, and the ticketing, right? The ticketing, main event, tickets per win. Say 6 tickets per win means that if you make day two, generally by the time that you make day two, you've got enough for a medal card. That way you're not spending the whole day one and day two not being able to walk away with something, right? Main event, win tickets per win. You're able to earn something off the prize wall if you do well but not win, you know? And then you can just say, "Oh, look, you've made top 128, you get this as well. You get the play mat. You make top 64, great, you get extra tickets on top of your ticket per win. You make top 32, even more tickets and something else, right? And you just keep going price structuring from there. Price structuring from there, you know? And I think it's so good. I think doing that enables people to play main event and not miss out on stuff. It means that they can still play main event. They can still be able to earn some money back, if anything, right? If they're just going to sell those metal cards or sell what they get from the prize wall or gain mementos, right? Gain something that can go into a binder or a memory box of the time that they made day two, right? Oh, I just think I think it's just unfair that people who did so well on the main event and just walked away with nothing. It was it's devastating to me to see and hear that happened. Um, especially people so close to me, right? Like it was devastating. Um, and on demand, turn away from on demand ticket winning and say, "Hey, you won on demand. You won on demand. Here you go. Here's a pack for playing, and then here's a pack per win." That way, people are still getting stuff from on demand. If you're playing on demand, let's just say a group of friends, um, there's 8 of you. You don't really care about main event. You don't really care about tickets. You just want to go and you want to play together. You're going there. You want to play in the big event, like at the freaking big event, just not in it. But you just want to have fun. You want to play a couple on demands while you wait for side events to kick off and all that. And boom, you're able to just get something out of it. You get some packs. you might have some fun pulling and opening and getting a freaking signed overnumbered, right? Signature overnumbered. And you walk away and you're like happy. You actually got a bit of profit out of it. And if you didn't, oh well, you got free freaking packs. You paid $15 to be in to enter into the on demand and you walk away with a couple of packs, like I think it's great. I think that should be what happens for on demand pricing. And side events should be ticketed pricing, right? 2v2 side event, 1v1 side event, Super Saturday side events, right? All of those side events should have ticket pricing, pre-regional ticket pricing. All of that ticket pricing. That way, if you want to grind tickets, you're locked into side events. You don't have the ability to hard grind and walk away with whatever. If let's just say there's a 64 people playing in the side event, right? 8 people who would originally do a pod in the on demand who then just all split the tickets themselves now get prizes over there and they get freaking prize packs over there instead. And so they're like, oh, well, there's no point in us just hard grinding this. Let's go and do a side event. 8 out of 64, OMG, what are they going to do? They get to the top and 5 of them out of the 8 make it to the top 8 of that side event, right? Those 3 people probably won't split with them because they then lose the opportunity to earn more tickets themselves. That way, people are still playing for the tickets. People can't just up and go, oh, we're going to rig the system and grab and get as many tickets as possible in no time at all, and then just go and grab metal cards, grab out all the Aries, grab out all the stuff, and split the cost between us. Now it's like, oh, this person wants all the tickets for themselves. We're going to have to actually win to get these tickets, right? They can still do their freaking things where they like go, oh, however many tickets we get between all 8 of us, we split them and then we split profits of like cards, right? Sure, whatever. They've got 2.5 days to do that. They're going to be able to get enough to get a metal card or 2 between them, right? But it prevents the ability of that hard grinding. It prevents the ability of running out of Aries day 1. I mean, obviously the Aries aren't going to be there next time I get to a regional qualifier, right? But it changes the ability of running out of those Aries day 1, so people can't even. Let's just say people don't even want the Ari to sell, right? So people just want Ari to keep for themselves because Ari is their favorite league character. They get it for themselves. Sorted. I just think, yeah. Those are the 2 main suggestions I have that would, in my opinion, solve a lot of the issues that came up. Just reiterate rules, change the rules to be more clear, especially on 2v2s and side events like that. Make side events where you get tickets, not on demand. On demand's packets, side events, tickets, main event, tickets, please, main event per win, right? It gives people a reason to keep playing instead of just going, oh, I can't make day 2, I drop. Main event people could be like, oh, I still get 6 tickets per win. I can walk away even though I went 5-3 with 30 tickets. Let's just say I went 3-2 at the pre-regional. That's enough for me to get my own medal card. I can then go after I drop out today. Like I haven't dropped out. I've played through the whole event. I've got enough now that I can go and redeem a medal card, or I can redeem something from the prize pool that I want to redeem, and spoil myself for not making day 2. I have enough tickets now, right? And then solves that issue, and it means that they would be able to get something out of it, right? Like, obviously, side event grinding is going to happen no matter what. People are always going to be grinding for that money, especially when there's so much money in freaking metal cards. Like 6K AU, people are selling the RE for $6,000 AU, and someone walked away with 6 of them. 1,000 Australian dollars. That is insane money. And what do the people that did well in the main event walk away with? 50, 50 AU, 60 AU. Like, why do that when you can just hard grind and walk away with the same amount that more than people are getting for best ofs? And you don't have to deal with all the people that are sweaty, you know? It's just, yeah, I feel like that needs to be changed, looked into, see if something there can be sorted out. I I would appreciate it, not for myself, because I'm probably, unless they main event 2v2s, I'm not gonna do main event, I don't think. Um, I love the game, but I feel like competitively, I'm just not a 1v1 player. I'm a 2v2 player for sure. Uh, I'll go more in depth in a different video about the 2v2 decks, what we did. I'll do a little bit of an interview with my team member as well. Not my team member, but my friend as well, who we did well with. I'll do a bit of an interview with them, um, and get another video up just about that. What we did, back and forth about the stuff we would change, stuff we like would always mulligan and all that for, just to plays that you would always do turn one, right? I will do that in another video because this video is already an hour long. And I know I'm a long form content creator sometimes. And I mean, sometimes, majority of the times, I love long form. But I doubt you guys have stayed this whole time. And if you have, I give you a big thank you. I love you all. Uh, if not, that's okay. I do definitely need to improve on my videos and stuff in the future. But that comes with time, right? Big things. Riftbound is going to take off even more than it already has. Riftbound is not stopping. And I love that about Riftbound. It is a phenomenal game. Thank you to all the people that are at Riftbound who have made it, put time, money, effort, hard work, blood, sweat, and tears into making the game what it is. It is amazing. I freaking love it. I just want it to be more. Is that selfish of me? Maybe. But I think it can be. I think it can have main event 2v2s. I think it could have the 2v2 itself event had like 1,000 players or something. Like something stupid. It was like not teams, just players, right? It was something similar. It was stupid numbers. And I feel like the game mode itself, perfect for competitive. It's just, it allows so much synergy. It allows, I don't know, I'd say figure skating is like the best. Like artistic figure skating is like the best, or like synchronized diving, because you guys have to be locked in. You and your partner have to be locked in together so much. One of you slips, the whole team can be let down. Both of you are locked in at all times. Both of you are trusting each other. Both of you are communicating to a level that is both secretive and fully understanding of what each other is meaning. Like you have a bond, and I think competitive would create that bond so much of people. I feel like it's such an entertaining game to watch. For example, the I'm going to get into a different video. This video is already long enough. I'm going to make a whole like probably half an hour freaking 2v2 video because it was great. I loved it. It was phenomenal. My event experience, highs, lows, everything you expect from a major event like this. It was amazing. And just thank you to everyone who made it possible. Just honestly amazing. You guys, all phenomenal. I know you're probably not watching this, but everyone who made it happen, great. The judges, a big thank you to all the judges. The amount of 2v2 judge calls that we had was insane, but you guys cleared it up so well. Um, there was some conflicting information, but we were always able to get that sorted out in the end. And I just like to say thank you. That was great. Um, the staff members, the learn to play people, the content creators, everything. The whole community, a big thank you to making Sydney Regional Qualifier the best possible thing that I could have ever done this weekend. Nothing else will ever top it, I don't think, unless I go to Singapore and that tops it there. But saying that the only thing that could probably top it is another regional qualifier, another major Riftbound event, is insane. Like, oh my gosh, it was phenomenal. Thank you. I might do a quick photo reel of my time there uh, at the end of this video. It was great. I loved it. Just huge thank you to Riot. Huge thank you to Riftbound. Huge thank you to everyone who made it happen again. Thank you guys for watching this video. From myself as Mega Ninja, and from myself, Zach, and from myself, Rebel Broadcast. Big thank you to you all. If you watched it this far, you guys are amazing. And if you haven't, you guys are also amazing. Please be sure, if you have made it this far though, to like and subscribe. I'll get more content out as I can. Riftbound has inspired me to keep going again. Catch my streams on Twitch if you want to watch me just do some stuff. I know it's not really car game stuff, but it is gaming. I might do some Forza Horizon 6. I've been playing that a little bit. But Ties of Tomorrow is what I'm currently doing. Story-based adventure game. I love those ones. Come join. Come help me make some decisions. Come help me spice it up. It'll be very fun. Love you all. Thank you so much for watching.